I want to thank you guys for sending me questions for what would an Aquarius do. And I want to further encourage you guys to send me more. If you guys remember, what would an Aquarius do is our little game where you guys send me hypothetical questions and I tell you as an Aquarius what I would do. And then you tell me, if you're an Aquarius, what you would do, or if you love an Aquarius, what you think your Aquarius would actually do. So it's a fun little game. I really love it. And I have some wild ones. You guys gave me some doozies for today. The last one especially, I was like, okay. So I'm going to do the introduction and then we're going to do our game. Okay? Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Offset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might want to give it a thumbs up too. If you have a comment, please leave us a positive comment in the comment section and stick around to the end of the video because I do have 2 comments from previous videos that I'm going to respond to. If you want to get a reading done, because I am a card shark, check out underneath this video because I put my email and all my social media information. So hit me up and I will be happy to give you an appointment. If you want to get some Ask an Aquarius or some ArchAngel Michael merchandise, that's underneath here too. If you want to become one of my patrons, that's fun too. And that link is underneath this video. There's also some more stuff underneath this video, so check it out, okay? All right, so let's play our game. Number 1, what would an Aquarius do if their lover brought home a third party for a threesome unexpectedly? I was like, y'all going in this week, okay. So if my lover came home with a third party or unexpectedly for a threesome, number 1, I would have a lot of questions. My first question is, have the 2 of you discussed that this is something, a threesome is something you would like to experience together? Because I've had certain people in my life that I would never do this with, ever. I used to be with that fool Voldemort. Y'all know about Voldemort, right? Voldemort was homophobic, but wanted a threesome. How does that work? So to me, that read as exploitation because you're homophobic until it fits your sexual narrative or your sexual pleasures, you know? So I took issue with that. And I'm like, you're not using me. It's bad enough I'm messing with you when you are who you are, but you're not going to exploit me for my sexuality and then talk shit about it behind my back, like, or in my face, you know? That's not going to happen. So him, I automatically would say no and shut it right down. But I have been in lots of relationships with people who I would have, and matter of fact, I've had threesomes before. So as many times when I have been down with this. Now, the reason why I said you should talk about this is because your partner might not be trying to hear it. Like in this case, if it's somebody I trust, if it's a partner I trust, and I just want to have this experience with them, yeah, I might do it. The last woman that I dated, I'll never forget. This is why I said you definitely want to ask first. I was in a strip club one night, and I never had sex with a stripper or bought a stripper or, you know, nothing like that. You know, I just go to the club and, you know, get jiggy and throw dollars, you know. Well, this one particular night, my, at the time, lover was at my house. And I had tickets to a strip show, me and my friend. And I didn't want to ditch my friend and not go to the strip show because my friend really wanted to go and she was kind of shy. And I knew if I didn't go, she was going to feel really weird going by herself. So I told my lover, I said, look, I got to go to this strip show with my squad. And if you want to go, I'll buy you a ticket. And she was like, I don't really like strippers. I don't want to go. So she stayed at the crib. So I went to the show. Now, normally you go to these shows, you throw some dollars, you have some drinks, you know, you smoke and you bring yourself home. But the stripper, hoo-wah, okay? My girl was bad. I think she's like the baddest stripper I've ever seen in my life. And she was a big girl. She was like 200 pounds. So she had, she was stacked in the front, stacked in the back, and could dance and move and pop in and upside down in it. I was just like, wow. I wanted to take her home. Okay? Never ever even considered it before. In that instance, I was like, yeah, you need to go home with me. Unfortunately, she wasn't down. I couldn't close the deal, okay? She just dances. She doesn't go home with people. So I couldn't take her home with me. But when I came home, I was telling my then girlfriend about what had just happened. And she was like, I am so glad that you did not do that, because if you had came home with her, I would have just went downstairs and left y'all by yourself. She would have killed the whole mood and the whole vibe. And she claimed, this is what she claims, because you never know. She didn't see her. Okay? She saw her later and was like, no, I wouldn't have done it. That's what she said. I don't know if that's really the truth. But the bottom line is that it could have ruined the whole vibe. I could have came home with this beautiful Amazon and she could have messed the whole thing up. So you definitely do not want to do this if it's not something that you know your partner is down with, is my bottom line. But if your partner is down and y'all have talked about this, this could be a fun little kink. Okay, this could be a fun little anniversary kink. Like y'all go to the hotel and you like, yeah, somebody coming to, to hang with us, and bam, they show up unexpectedly, and it's like, woo. If that's something y'all into, that could go well. A lot of Aquarius would like it in that instance. But when you're dealing with an Aquarius, you have to make sure it's something that they're feeling, or we're not going to participate at all. So if that, if somebody that I, was seeing that I trusted came home with somebody like that, I would be like, oh shit, it's a party. But if it was somebody I didn't trust that was trying to exploit me, I would be pissed. So it depends a lot on the situation. Number 2, what would an Aquarius do if their boss was racist towards them? Well, most Aquarius do not stand for injustice. Bottom line. I don't care if it's racism, sexism, homophobia. I always tell people I don't like bigots. I don't care who you don't like. I don't care who you hate. Say that shit over there. I do not believe in hating entire groups of people because somebody stepped on your toe, once upon a time. I'm not feeling it at all. So if my boss was racist towards me, the first thing I would do was make sure, and then I would start to document every racist incident. And after I had a nice little paper trail before I was about to fuck him or her up, I would take that paper trail and go to HR. That's what I would do. Because that's a very serious thing. And if they're racist towards you, they're probably going to be, talking behind your back, sabotaging you, doing God knows what to you, But I don't care what the ism is, racism, sexism, whatever, homophobia, transphobia, I don't care. I don't mess with none of that. Any of that, I'm going to document and turn you the fuck in. Because I feel like it's my duty, because if I don't say something, you're going to keep doing this to other people of color. So I'm automatically going to say something. Well, not automatically, after I have a paper trail. Because you got to remember, at first they're going to try to pretend like this isn't happening and you're crazy. But if you have a nice little record, people have to listen to you. That's the one thing about the States. Paper trails talk. What would an Aquarius do if they were abducted by aliens? I think I've seen this happen on like a million movies, and it would be really scary. I think that, I don't know. I've heard that you're, in the movies, they're never conscious. They get abducted, and then they're unconscious, and then 3 years later, they're put back on the same cornfield, and they don't know what happened. But let's say, for example, I woke up on the mothership. They had just snatched me to do experiments. I woke up on the mothership. I would try to escape. Now, I know this may not be the best idea because I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how to fly a space cruiser, but I would try to escape. Definitely. I don't think I would be able to Because I'm estimating they would have like technology and cameras and all kind of stuff. I don't think I'd be able to escape, but if I came to on a ship, I would definitely try. Definitely, you know. And that's one of them kind of things where you would be really a fish out of water because you don't know how to get around. They may or may not even speak your language. So you might not understand what they're saying if they're talking on the intercom or something. If you get kidnapped by people that are speaking English, you can kind of figure out what's going on and maybe kind of be, you know, able to escape. It's going to be a lot harder to escape and they talking in a language I don't understand on a foreign ship. You know, how do we know they're built like our ships? I mean, that whole thing. But I would try to escape. I'd probably get caught, but I would try. What would an Aquarius do if they woke up in a land where they don't know the language and they have amnesia? Y'all got in with this one. So you wake up in a foreign land, and let's say, for example, that they speak something we don't know. Let's say French, for an argument. So you wake up somewhere, everybody's speaking French. You don't know the language, and you have amnesia. So somebody probably busts you in your head. You don't remember who you are. All you know is you're being held captive in this room or this place or whatever the case is. And unfortunately, as far-fetched as this sounds, this could literally happen. I'm sure that people who get sex trafficked, it probably is very similar to this. They may not have amnesia, and the people may or may not speak their language, but it's probably something like this, you know. I've read stories. There's been all kinds of abductions throughout history. The slave trade, you know, for example, or how they used to abduct sailors, you know, from bars. They would just get drunk people from bars and steal them and make them be sailors, you know. So it's been all kinds of abductions over the years, and I'm sure sometimes they didn't speak their language. When they came into the west coast of Africa, I don't think anybody was speaking English, you know? So this definitely was probably the case. Only the amnesia part may or may not be true. So what would I do in this case? Escape. Aquarius believe in freedom, baby. I'm gonna try to escape. I don't care what kind of language they're talking. I'm gonna try to watch. See, this is the thing about Aquarius. We're very observant. So I would try to watch their behavior. Watch what times they fed me, if they fed me. Watch what times they took me to the bathroom, if they gave me a bathroom break. Watch what times they come in and out. Do they switch shifts? Try to figure out from what they do say, because even if the person's speaking French or Spanish, I might recognize certain words because I took French in college and I took Spanish in high school. And I know a little bit of it from living in Costa Rica. So I would try to figure out if I knew any of the words, you know? And I would just keep observing as long as it took till I found a weakness. There's going to be a weakness. It could be somebody tripping one day, somebody got shot. It could be, you know, all kind of things. They make a mistake. I would keep looking for a weakness, and I would keep looking for a mistake. And as soon as they did, baby, I would be out. And where would I go being in a strange land with amnesia? I would try to get to, well, I don't know if I would know everything I know, but I would try to get to the embassy, you know, because if I can get to the American embassy, if there is an American embassy, they can have somebody there who speaks English and can help me. Or I would try to go to a police station. You know, I would try to go to law enforcement, because unless law enforcement is working with the kidnappers, which could be the case, in most cases, hopefully it's not, and I could go to the nearest police station, maybe get a cab, you know, run out when they're not paying attention, get a cab, you know, to the police station. And if they can't speak my language, if I say policia, you know, most people understand police or policia, you know, even if they don't speak that language. So I would try to do something like that. Again, freedom. I would try to get my freedom and try to get back to, you know, wherever, and hopefully get my memories back slowly but surely. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a difficult one. I think it would probably be easier to escape the kidnapping situation than the spaceship. I think it would be easier to figure it out. Marquita C. Ward. Hey, Marquita. Marquita said, I tend to emotionally shut down when I'm angry. And it seems like the older I get, the worse I get. You know, it's really, sometimes people emotionally shut down when they're angry. But I always tell people, if you can shut down, go by yourself somewhere, work through your anger, and then come back to the situation, that's when it really would work best for you. You're shutting down because you are overwhelmed by the emotion. It's not a smart thing to do to try to work through something while you're overwhelmed. But you have to come back to it when you've got yourself to a calm place. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They just shut down and they don't want to talk about it no more. And that's not going to help you in whatever the relationship is. So as an Aquarius, trust me, I understand shutting down. I understand it 100%. But it really does help when you can calm down and then come back whenever possible. Miss Toy the Review. Hey, Miss Toy. Miss Toy said, I agree. When I start nagging about certain issues, that's the warning stage because I'm frustrated. Exactly. If there are still no changes, that's when I get quiet and exit slowly. I call it the exit strategy. That's the Aquarius thing. Like, okay, all right, I'm stuck with you for the second, but I'm gonna be out of here soon. And we start plotting. Like, how can I get out of here? Are we living together? We not living together? How can I get away from this person? Freedom. Once again, we start thinking about freedom. All right, that was the last one. All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.